there are a number of challenges with project selection, and I think probably one of the biggest ones is that you're selecting a project at the project level, but you need to do it with a view of the whole portfolio and understanding where it fits into your portfolio goals, which are part of the research and development goals and then therefore part of the business goals. So you can't look at a project individually without trying to put it in the framework of what are you trying to achieve with your portfolio. And that's a problem because when you put a project before a stage gate committee, you are just looking at that project on its merits. But somebody needs to make sure there's enough information about it that you can also say, well, we're trying to put 15% of our R&D investment into truly transformational projects, for instance. Do we have enough in that area? Should we be approving more of those, or have we already got too many? And that's an added decision point that needs to come into play when you're looking at projects, because there are always more ideas than you can fund. Even for a well-to-do company, you have to make some decisions at some point about where you're going to make the investment. So I think that there are things you can do about making sure your portfolio mix is correct. So that's one challenge. Another challenge, though, is when people bring forth their ideas for projects, of course they're passionate about them. Why else would they bring it forward? They believe in the idea, they've maybe done some work on it already, they want to do it. Sometimes people don't understand what assumptions they've made, and they may have an unrealistic view about the program that they're proposing because their assumptions haven't been challenged, or they don't understand some of the other business needs or constraints. So challenging the assumptions in a consistent way helps to really understand, is this a project this company should even be undertaking? Do we have the right co-specialized assets to make this a success, or should we buy it? Should we make it? Those types of assumptions can be challenged if you have a good framework that you can apply to the decision making at the upfront project gate. There's some structural challenges which make this a difficult problem, and that's primarily where the budget comes from. If the budget is driven from the operational businesses, the portfolio will always converge towards incremental improvements, because the operational business knows exactly what it needs for its operations currently, and their budget is targeted towards making sure that they get their numbers and that their efficiency goes up on a year-over-year basis. So they will always tend to drive the portfolio toward incremental improvements. If the company doesn't allocate some R&D budget that's separate from the operational units, you will have a very difficult time bringing any research into your portfolio that will actually bring company growth, because it's a well-established fact that to get company growth, you have to perform beyond the incremental improvements. You have to get some breakthrough achievements into your portfolio and some game changers, because there's risk in every R&D investment, and many will not go anywhere, many will fail. So to overcome the losses from the risks, you have to have some growth that's going to be beyond the incremental growth. Structuring where the money comes from will help you do that, but also you do need to set some targets. And there's some pretty standard industry targets, but then I think every company needs to look at their industry, their specific goals, what they're trying to achieve, their competitive circle and where they are in it. You know, are you a leader, are you a follower? And that will tell them, for instance, where they should sit on that spectrum of how much should I put in incremental, transformational adjacencies, bringing my products to different markets perhaps. There's a lot of different ways to derive financial gain for the company out of innovation, but you have to understand your place within your peer group in order to make a good choice on that.